Good morning, dear children. Today we are going to revise the chapter Deep Water by William Orville Douglas. Now, in this chapter, if you remember, the author who had faced a situation of drowning in a swimming pool had not given up, and he wanted to enjoy all the activities at sea, at lakes, at rivers, and he wanted to enjoy boating and canoeing, etc. But the author has described his experience when he was in a situation where he was thrown into a swimming pool towards the deeper side by a bruiser who had made a mischief with him. The author felt that situation in life had created a fear in his mind. He was fearful of water. He stopped going to lakes and rivers. So this was one such situation that had happened in his life, which had developed fear of water. As we had talked about it, it is also known as hydrophobia. And there was a situation when he had gone to a sea beach along with his father, and where the waves from the sea had just given him a push and the water had covered him. Nevertheless, facing these two situations in life, the author did not lose heart. He thought of practicing. He thought of taking the help of an instructor who could give him training in swimming. By and by, he gradually overcame his fear of water and practiced a lot, and finally he overcame his fear. Now, there is a very famous quote by Jimmy Dean. I quote the lines by Jimmy Dean. I cannot change the direction of the winds, but I can definitely adjust my sails to always reach my destination. So this is the essence of this chapter. And as you know, that in this chapter, the author was also fascinated by the quote by the President Roosevelt. President Roosevelt's quote was, "All that we have to fear is fear itself," which means that we should not allow the fear to grip our minds. We should see to it that we get rid of it. And this is what William Douglas did. When the fear of water was gripping his mind, he made up his mind to take the training and instructions from a trainer to teach him swimming in the lakes and pools so that he overcomes that fear. And finally, as you know, that the author had overcome his fear, and he went to various places to enjoy boating, swimming, fishing, canoeing, etc. Now, the major concerns of this chapter that the author has brought out are, first thing that I told you, that we should get rid of our fear. Secondly, training is very significant in our lives. You know, when a trainer gives the basic training to the people, be it a doctor, be it a teacher, or anybody in any field, gets a proper training, only then they can overcome the hurdles in life. And the third most important thing that we learn from this chapter is perseverance and determination. Just as the author William Douglas had shown perseverance and determination to get rid of fear, only then he became successful. Perseverance means not to give up. We should keep on pursuing our goal in life. We should go on and on. Maybe there may be some hurdles in our life, but hurdles are like the direction of the winds, which cannot be controlled. We need to adjust ourselves as per the things, because fear hampers our action. If a person is afraid, he may not act upon the things that he wants to do. So fear, therefore, diminishes the confidence in a person. Hence, we have to fear the fear itself. So the fear is the greatest enemy, which should be our major concern. So students, please go through the PDF and also read the chapter once again to understand it better. I shall be explaining a few important paragraphs in the next video. Thank you. So dear students, let us have the snapshots of the chapter. William O. Douglas had a desire to learn swimming since childhood. At the age of 3 or 4, he was knocked down and buried by a wave at a beach in California. He developed a great aversion to water. At the age of 10 or 11, he decided to learn to swim with water wings at the YMCA pool, since it was safe at the shallow end. A misadventure: while sitting alone and waiting for others to come to the YMCA pool, a big boy came and threw Douglas into deep end of the pool. Douglas swallowed water and went straight down to the bottom of the pool. While going down, he planned to make a big jump upwards but came up slowly. Stark terror seized him. Tried to shout but could not. As he went down the pool second time, he tried to jump upwards, but it was a waste of energy. Terror held him deeper and deeper. During the third trial, he sucked water instead of air. Light was going out and there was no more panic, so he ceased all efforts and he became unconscious. He crossed to oblivion. When he revived, he found himself vomiting beside the pool. He was in grip of fear of water, and it deprived him of the joys of canoeing, boating, swimming and fishing. Hired an instructor to learn swimming. The instructor taught him swimming piece by piece. He challenged the fear and swam. Swimming up and down the warm lake, he finally overcame his fear of water. He realized that in death there is peace and there is terror only in the fear of death. He had a will to live, and it was stronger than fear of death.